Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It is Michelle Poe calling here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we have Dr. Dondee and Marci Nettles down in hot Arizona. I don't know how hot it is today, but I know it has been extremely hot down there for them, and I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to have them here and how blessed you all are to be able to listen to the two of them speak today. I actually got to meet them about 6 years ago, and I had joined this, Sean and I had joined it. We had never done network marketing before, but my dad died of a heart attack at the age of 42. And when my girlfriend Nikki came to me, who was a dietitian at the Heart Hospital here in Sioux Falls, and said, Michelle, I know you're entrepreneurial about people and health, and you are just passionate. You've got to see this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. It's just going to blow your mind, and you need to know about it. She's like, I know that I don't like it when people come to me, is what she said, because her being a dietitian, people came to her with everything, the next best stuff, probably just like Dr. Nettles that's going to be speaking here in a few. And she said, this is different. This is special. This has real science, and a cardiologist is going to be talking tomorrow, and you need to know about it. And I watched that ABC clip. So if you have not seen that ABC Primetime Investigative Report yet, make sure you watch it immediately following this. And you can find it at www.abclive.com, or get back to the person that invited you, and they'll help guide you there. But when you watch that, you will be blown away. And so when I watched that, I saw this, and I said, we are going to be taking this for the rest of our life. And our joke was, if we share this with people, and if we make $20, we'll go on a hot date, and we'll get a red box movie and a bottle of wine, and that'll be it. But what happens is you become passionate about what you have, and you want to help the world. Because now that today you're going to be armed with this information, you can't help but share it with people. It's absolutely a gift. And Dr. Dondee and Marci, you know, when I met them, I was just like, wow, their hearts, their passion for people, their love of God, how much they love their children and grandchildren, and their servant leadership. We in our company, we work together with everybody. There are different groups and here and there, but one of the greatest gifts is that we all have strengths, and we all work together and use those strengths to help one another and lift each other up. And Dr. Dondee and Marci took time out of their busy schedule today, and we are so grateful. Dr. Dondee is one of the first videos I was telling him the other day that I watched. I learned so much from him, and I saw this guy on a video just like this out in Arizona, and talking about how not only you know, he was a chiropractor in a very thriving, massive business for family chiropractic. And he learned this and saw the science, but when he was up, you know, the mountain was overlooking the Phoenix, I believe, area, and he was talking about how he could serve thousands upon thousands upon thousands of more people through this channel. And it just gave me chills. It just gave me chills now even talking about it. And, you know, Marci, I learned about her story, and she'll share a little bit about that with her background in working in the forces and what it did for her. And you'll just see her passion and her conviction, and why these products have helped her, and how this business has as well. And they just love their babies and grandbabies, don't you guys? Look at their faces light up. So I'm going to turn it over to you, because I want the world to hear how you two feel about these products, how you two feel about this opportunity, and the timing and the gifts that the guests listening here today have. So thank you again.
Awesome. You know what, Michelle, we love you and Sean so much. We look up to you guys, and the way that you are with your open hearts and your open arms for everyone. But that's what Lifevantage is. You are like a perfect example of the way the Lifevantage culture is. And it's basically it's a family. One of my favorite things is that, you know, we don't just enroll into Lifevantage to build a business. We actually do life together. It's not just about money. Okay, this is about helping every aspect of your life. So thank you so much for inviting us to be on here.
Yes, we're
you
honored.
know, and just to continue on a little bit with our stories, I'm going to go first, and then Dondee will top in, and we'll be going back and forth here because that's how we work the best, in tandem together as a team. So as Michelle said, you know, I was in law enforcement actually before Lifevantage. This is my first time ever being a network marketer too, and I believe that I actually enrolled the same month, the same year as Sean and Michelle. So we have a lot in common there too. But being a police officer, I was like many other moms and dads that had to make choices, and I had to get a job. Career in law enforcement was something I always wanted to do. I worked for a city out here in Arizona called Surprise, I was a cop. But the cool thing was, it was fun. It was exciting. I made lots of money, and I was senior in the department. So I didn't have to stress about losing my job like a lot of other people were back in 2008, 2009, right? But I did have to make those choices that a lot of you have to make now and when I worked, so that I could spend any time with my kids. And it really was a struggle, and I was exhausted all of the time, even when I did get to be home with them. So, you know, on top of that, I learned that you're never in control when you have a job. When somebody else, you know, tells you what your value is each hour that you give them, and then they have to sign the bottom of a check before you can pay your bills, at any given moment, that can change. And then where are you? Where are you left? Well, I learned that in August of 2009 when I was in a car accident on duty that ended my career. I was stopped for an ambulance that had lights and sirens on, and the lady behind me was distracted. She hit me going about 60 miles an hour without braking. So I ended up with a brain injury. I ended up with several herniated discs throughout my spine. And at that moment, my hamster wheel stopped, which meant my way of paying my bills and supporting my children was over. What was I supposed to do? So I had a lot of loss happen. Loss of my brain function, loss of my bodily function. Okay, loss of function of my body. Let's not say it the other way. That makes it sound really bad because that didn't happen. But I also lost my ability to pay my bills, and I was in a marriage at that time that was not good anyway, and financial stress led to a divorce, a loss of a house. I had a lot of depression and a lot of prescription medication, including ones that had warning labels that said may cause suicidal tendencies. So I actually had 4 suicide attempts before this amazing opportunity was brought to me. You know, it's truly a God thing, because it was right at my deepest hours that it was brought to me by someone that cared about me. So if you're hearing this for the very first time, don't take for granted why this is being shared with you. It's an important gift that we're just trying to give you the opportunity to learn more about. I will tell you that Lifevantage was a lifesaver for me. I was, at the first time I saw that video that Michelle mentioned, I actually had hope for the first time in 18 months that there was purpose for me again. And there was the possibility of me getting my mind working again and my body working the way, you know, close to the way that it did before it was cut into so many times. And so hope is a huge, powerful thing. And once you have a vehicle to move you forward in sharing this information like we do now, we can't help but have huge goals and dreams. And not to mention, I met this most amazing guy in the world for me through this business, Lifevantage, because of the people that we attract. We attract high caliber people that have goals and dreams of helping other people. And that's what our goals are, is to make sure that we can help every single one of you that wants help to have change in your life. Get it. You just have to make the decision. So that's my story and why Lifevantage for me. And so I want to pass it over to Dondee so he can share his.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle and Sean, for the invite. And as she said, my background is in chiropractic. I was a family wellness chiropractor here in the Phoenix area. In fact, at one point, we had the 4th largest practice in Arizona. We were seeing between 350 and 500 patients a week, which led into a radio show on 2 AM stations. I was a talk radio show host for a couple years here in Phoenix and had a wonderful listenership. But all of that took time. It was my passion to educate people and empower them to be self-sufficient regarding their health. But that endeavor kept me outside my home 80 to 90 hours a week. And it was fine until the day that my son was born on January 5th of 2006. everything changed. Parenthood changed everything. It changed my dreams. It changed my why. And literally, my son was born on a Sunday, and I had to see 125 patients the following day on a Monday, and I didn't even get a chance to spend the first 24 hours with him. Well, nothing changed in that path until he was 3 years old. And I was looking at a picture of him on Facebook, and I literally didn't recognize him because his eyes were open. Because when I left in the morning, he was asleep. When I got home in the evening, he was asleep again 6 nights a week. And so that doesn't foster good feelings about being a dad. And so this came at the right time in my life when I literally didn't recognize my own son. My daughter was 2 weeks old, and I didn't want to repeat that same cycle. But I have to be honest, network marketing wasn't something I was looking for. It was something I intentionally avoided because I didn't understand it. I didn't like the fact that it was having to sell to friends and family and alienate people, which is what I thought it was. I'd never done it before, and I realized how narrow-minded that was. And when I saw this and I got involved and I took a chance and I prayed about it and God led me to this, a year later I sold my practice. And I've been a stay-at-home dad and a full-time network marketer for the past 7 years. I met Marci through this. We're helping literally tens of thousands of people per day, rather than 300 to 500 per week. And that is globally. That's not just in my own town and only when the airwaves are on and only when my practice is open. It's literally 24/7. So my ability to contribute to humanity is much increased. My ability to be happy and be a good father because I do it from home with my kids is tremendously increased. So that's how I got involved. But let me share with you also the products. As a healthcare provider, a former healthcare provider, these products needed to be spot on. Otherwise, I couldn't leverage my reputation and my title and to back something that didn't have hard science. When I talk about hard science, I mean science that all of you that are watching today could go verify. You don't have to trust me. Now, trust is amazing among people, but when it's demanded, it is something that is very shaky. But when you can go to the National Library of Medicine, which is PubMed, PubMed.gov, and read the 23 peer-reviewed published studies in medical journals that our products have, you can see why we are so excited and so passionate about this, because it deals with the needs of the world. And I don't want to get into necessarily specific products, but I want to get into the technology behind our product line. And they deal with anti-aging. Never before the history of the world have more people wanted to age gracefully than they do right now. And this technology was so noteworthy in the scientific community, they gave what is called the Elliott Crescent Medal to the developer of this technology, who is our formulator of our products. Back in '97, it was the most prestigious scientific award given that year for our anti-aging technology products. Well, just this year, 2017, the person who was part of our early development of our second product, which deals with cellular energy, was just given the Ben Franklin Award, which is the most prestigious scientific award. His name is Dr. Douglas Wallace for mitochondrial DNA. That is the product story that we have. That is the technology behind the products. It's not something you have to trust. It's something you understand that the world needs, because I don't know about you guys, but the world needs energy like never before as far as the human need. And we need and want to look better, feel better, and age gracefully. And those are what our products provide. So it is a perfect niche for what the world wants, and be able to step in and add your reputation to it without jeopardizing it in the process.
Yeah, seriously. And, and I love these too. I think that you should share those, because we travel a lot, right? So we're in airports all of the time. And so Dondee, we always get our water bottles and look at the magazines, and on the racks of a lot of these stores in the airports, there's these magazines telling us what the world is looking for and who's looking for it.
So cover stories of magazines like National Geographic, the DNA revolution. It says right here, with new gene editing techniques, we can transform life. But should we? Because they're talking about pharmaceuticals and the side effects that come with that. That's National Geographic. How about Discover magazine, the science of aging? Does DNA hold the secrets to longevity? They don't know yet because they haven't developed the drugs, but we do, because we have supplements that have actually proven that. Or Time magazine. This child could live to be 142 years old. Look at this. Dispatches from longevity, or from the frontiers of longevity. So the world wants what we have, but this is something new. We have just coined a phrase, or not us. We have actually piggybacked on the phrase that was coined in this movement that people want but don't know we have. It's called biohacking. This is a magazine I just picked up in a Boston airport last month, and it says, don't try this at home. And as you can see, don't is scratched out. It says biohacking's subversive science. What does it say? Build a bio lab. We build a bio lab with our products. So the world wants what we have at a time when we have it. They just don't know we have it. And we're going to get to timing and talk about how important that is when selecting a business.
But before we go to timing, we're going to talk about the company that we are partnered with, because we actually have exclusive distribution rights for these products we're talking about. And that is a massive, massive opportunity for you. And so the company, Lifevantage, has actually been around since 2003. We are publicly traded. You can find us on the NASDAQ. Our ticker is LFVN. So we're really, really blessed to have leadership that has over 25 years of experience in network marketing, not just in business, but in actually the field that we have chosen our careers in, that are helping us build residual income, which means we get paid when we sleep, because we are open in 12 countries, 9 different markets. And this is just the beginning. We're also the sole jersey sponsors of Real Salt Lake Major League Soccer. See this right here? See if you can see that. Oh, see that? That's an official jersey of a Major League Soccer team. And you know what's so cool about that is that Major League Soccer just partnered with ESPN. And I'm sure you might know who ESPN is, right?
The worldwide leader in sports.
Right, and they broadcast everywhere. Every country in the world, you can get ESPN, right? And so we actually have little kids running around in countries like Jordan with our jerseys on, because they love U.S. soccer players. Even though, you know, it's the number 5 sport here, it's the largest sport in the world. And what that means for you in building an international business is free advertising. Advertising that goes on throughout the week, whether our team wins or loses. The highlights and the actual games are aired live. And by the way, free is my favorite 4-letter F word, especially when it comes to building my business and profiting from it, right? It's a big deal. So Lifevantage is a phenomenal company. We expect you. We're not even just asking you to, we're expecting you to go and check us out, because it is your job to do your due diligence. We're not here to sell you on anything, but to provide you with the information you need to go and find out if what we're saying is the truth. So let's move on to timing.
Yeah, timing is very, very important, especially when it comes to a business, because like what location is for real estate, timing is for a business. And there are key indicators so that you don't have to flip a coin or read your horoscope to determine whether or not it's going to be profitable for you, the predictability of it. So what we know about timing, all we have to do is look at trends. So hard trends, not soft trends like fashion or hairstyles or things like that, which may come around again 20 years from now. And I hope the mullet never comes back. I've got pictures of me wearing one, wearing multiple. But anyway, that's a soft trend. Hard trends are something that people will want and never get away from, or disruptive technology. So hard trends like people wanting to be healthier, that will never change. If you can capitalize on that, that's a great business model. How about wanting to be more financially stable? That's a hard trend. Nobody will ever deviate from that. If you can capitalize on that, there's predictable success in it. Well, here's something, this disruptive technology, e-commerce. There is nothing, reach for my phone, being able to order something on your smartphone is not going to go away until technology goes away of the smartphone or continues to advance. It's much easier to click on or use your thumb to order a product on your smartphone than it was to go get in your car, go drive to the place, find a parking spot close to the front, go inside, hope it's on sale, and come home. E-commerce has displaced it. So companies, and it's very, very simple, companies like Amazon, the #1 retailer in the world, because people want to buy products and companies want to sell products. You marry the technology of these two things with e-commerce and boom, we have now Amazon #1 displaced Walmart, because you still have to drive to Walmart. But how about another emerging technology in this e-commerce? We have people that have a guest room. We have people that want to find a place to sleep. You marry the technology with an e-commerce model of Airbnb, and it's the #1 hotel chain in the world, and they don't even own a single hotel room. That is disruptive technology. That is e-commerce. And the one that a lot of us, there's people who have cars and there's people who want to get somewhere. You marry that technology with e-commerce and Uber becomes the #1 ride sharing in the world. They don't own a single cab. Those are the kinds of things. Well, we have products. We have an e-commerce business model. People want to buy our products. They don't want to drive to have to get them or pay outlandish things. And the cool part about it, when it comes to your house, they even ring your doorbell and let you know it's there. So you just get up, go answer the door, there's your stuff. It's that simple. So when we talk about capitalizing on timing, to get involved in something like that in the beginning,
yes,
is where your timing is. Not hearing about something and being last to the game or last to the party or whatever you want to call it. We are first. Nobody knows who we are. We haven't even reached critical mass yet. That's why we are doing webinars like this. But when it does happen, When the needs of the world find out we have what they want, they will be coming to us, and we won't have to do webinars like this. So the timing is never more important, and the predictability of the success with people wanting what they want and us having what we have has never, ever been more predictable than it is right now.
Seriously, getting in first is so much better than getting in last, right? Because that's when you get to take advantage of the actual growth of the company. And what the Direct Selling Association has told us is that it's the first 135,000 distributors within a market that get to participate in the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with a company with predictable success. So what I have to tell you is the only need for people to actually need our products, or the only prerequisites are, first, for them to have bodies that are made up of cells, have skin.
I think we got that.
Yeah, right. And brains, and maybe own a dog or two right now. And we're working on additional pet products too. And you can learn more about that from the person that invited you here. So what we're telling you is there's no better time for you to be able to get involved with an opportunity like this. Like, let me lay it out for you. Right now in the United States, we only have about 40 to 45,000 distributors. You are freaking first. Okay, so if you know anything about football, here in Arizona, we've got the Cardinals, right? And the Cardinals Stadium holds 65,000 plus people. So you could put all of our distributors in there and have room for 20,000 more before that stadium's even full. And then that's still only half of the amount of people that can take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So why Lifevantage? If you're watching this for the first time, or you're doing this as a follow-up to some information you've already seen, you know what? It is the perfect time for you to get involved with a company that has products that everybody will want when they know about them, and you can take advantage of a massive growth opportunity by not knowing everything yourself, but participating in a system with a group of people that are your team, that have the answers to the questions of the people that you'll want to share this with. So the easiest way for me to lay this out: you can be ignorant and make money at the same time. You don't need to know the information. Rely on your team and third-party validation, and we'll help you earn while you're learning. That's why Lifevantage right now is the perfect opportunity for you. We've got the company, we've got the timing, we've got the products, we're in front of the trends, and we are running full blast, helping you leverage your time, your energy, your efforts, and with a team, you can build a residual income that will also pay you while you sleep.
Right. And as far as the timing is concerned, it's capitalizing on timing means you have to understand the key variables in play here. And I wanted to share with you, as I showed with you, some magazine articles, but it doesn't stop there. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, there's been 2 monumental articles published in the national newspaper called USA Today. 2 weeks from this coming Monday ago was an article that the New England Journal of Medicine published a paper on the fact that 2.2 billion people on the planet are overweight. That is 30% of the human race, guys. 30% of human species is overweight. We have a product that deals not with weight loss, but with weight management, which is the healthy way of doing it. So then that was a 16% increase over 2015. So in 1 year, the global population of being overweight increased by 16%. That is tragic. And we have an amazing product line for that. And that's just one. Today, in USA Today, there was an article published asking the question, is $1 million in your retirement fund enough? And I have an amazing 35-page study that was published earlier this year by Merrill Lynch that says it's absolutely not enough. And the USA Today article today said that every year that goes by due to inflation, $1 million will buy 3% less than it bought the year before. And they're saying, according to Merrill Lynch, that the average retirement will be 20 years. Because we're living longer, which means we're going to be retired longer. Here's the problem. In 20 years, you're going to have 60% less purchasing power with your retirement account than when it started, which means it's a dismal situation, guys. That's the timing we're talking about. And we're talking about a business. Well, let me share something with you. Another horrible statistic. Right now, the baby boomers are relying on 40% of their own personal contribution to their retirement. The Gen Xers, which is mine and Marci's, it's 55%. The millennials, which are right now, it's 65%. So when the millennials are ready to retire, they're going to have to fund it 65% on their own. And if in 2017, $1 million isn't enough, what's it going to be like when they're ready to retire? It's all the more reason why we're talking about this business opportunity. And I'm going to end with one last point. When I used the Uber model before, or the Airbnb model, imagine this. What if not just you got in somebody who was an Uber driver's car and they got paid? What if every single time you got in a car, that Uber driver got paid? Do you think the Uber driver would care what car you got in? No. That's the difference between what we have here at Lifevantage versus what Uber has. Is every single time somebody puts our product in their mouth, on their body, in their dog, we get paid. And then when they tell somebody about it and those people tell somebody about it, we get paid. It's not just every ride, every pay, every time someone sleeps in your guest room, you get paid. It's every time anybody in your entire sphere of influence takes our product, shares our products, and shares it with somebody else, we get paid. That is amazing. So I'm just inviting you to get back to the person who sent you on this webinar and find specifics on how we are, as a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, a matter of what we get paid is a matter of public record. So it's not inflated check stories that you have to trust us on. You can go see how we make up to $82,000 per month residually in this business over the last 6 years. So in the next 6 years, if you're not going to get an $82,000 per month raise, you might want to take a look at our business and get back to the person who sent you here, because it's real. It's legitimate at a time when the world needs it.
So if you are ready to biohack your DNA, slow down the rate at which your body's aging from a cellular level, and create a residual income so that you can get paid while you sleep, you've found the right vehicle, and we would love to lock arms with you and help you be as successful as you choose to be. So Michelle, thank you, and Sean, so much for letting us be part of this today. It was so much fun, and we cannot wait to see all of you in Denver in less than 2 weeks' time. So can't wait. Thank you.
Absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. I have notes all over here, writing, and that is one thing that you will get with these guys. You will get statistics, you will constantly get facts, and obviously you will get some massive conviction, and that's what attracted me to them in the very beginning. And when I first went to the first ever convention 2 weeks after we first enrolled, I couldn't believe what I was seeing as far as the science. I couldn't believe the quality of the people and that this was real. And I remember going back to our hotel room, laying on the bed. Mind you, again, I had never done network marketing, didn't know everything about nutraceuticals. I mean, I just laid in the bed and looked up at the ceiling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real. Oh my gosh, I have to embrace this with every single cell in my body and share this with the world. And listening to you too, you know, you hear about those moments where people want to enroll again and just go after it. And listening to you too, it's like, I was just telling my team this morning, I'm like, oh, I just have this fire in my belly, and we've just got such a mission to share this because of the things that Dr. Dondee and Marci just said, you guys. Biohacking. I was at a Tony Robbins conference a few months ago, and a gentleman on stage, everything that he talked about was biohacking. And guess what else he talked about? Mitochondrial dysfunction. Well, we have a product for that. He talked about oxidative stress. We have the only product on the planet proven to lower that by an average of 40% in 30 days. I mean, he talked about inflammation, glutathione, all these things, and he was sharing it with thousands of people and all those products we have. And you guys, what they're talking about with these statistics with retirement, we have a responsibility. People do not share their financial stresses as openly as they do as their health. We need to share the entire package with this. It may or may not be for them, but what if it is? I know their lives have been forever changed. Your story made me tear up in the beginning hearing that. And I know our lives have been forever changed. And to know that we have no employees, but what we have is each other and a purpose-filled life and mission. There's nothing greater in our world, and we say it all the time, outside of our God and family, there's nothing greater than this family and this opportunity to share this gift. So thank you again, you guys. I can't.
Michelle, one last thing.
Please.
Everybody that's on this call, if you're not part of Lifevantage yet and you are wondering if it's something that's right for you, I challenge you, get yourself to Denver, because all of your questions will be answered. If you need a connection or a belief in a certain area, it will be fulfilled there at that event. So I challenge you. And distributors, you must be there. It's proven. Distributors that attend these amazing events grow their businesses so much faster. And that's what we're in business to do, is to grow personally, financially, and better health. So back to you. Sorry about that.
Thank you so much
for that. Nope. You know, that event 2 weeks after we enrolled you guys, it changed our life. So go there, be present, meet with the people. And if it's not for you, you will know. You won't waste any time, but I'm telling you, I have a good feeling you'll probably feel what we all feel here. So make sure you get there, get back to the person that had invited you. We'll show you all the dates and times. We get roommates to save people some money, and we have an amazing time. So thank you guys again. God bless you. Thank you for sharing your heart, your passion, and have an absolutely wonderful day. I can't wait to squeeze you soon.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Guests, get back to the person that invited you and let them know where you stand, okay? Bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.